Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, hope you're well. It is, gosh, what is it? Day 23 of Vlogtober Live. And I have to say, I am quite thrilled to have been able to be coming to you every day with a video here on YouTube. I hope all is going well in your world, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the playback. I wanted to share today a haul, and I have told you many times on this channel how I am a big bookworm, a big fan of reading, and this month has been just a cornucopia of amazing book releases. I find that, you know, sometimes it's every fall, sometimes it's not, you never know, but in general, the fall time is when incredible books come out, and this particular fall, a lot of books I was really interested in released this month. So I'm going to share with you a couple of books that literally came out today, October 23rd, so you can run and get those, and then two, am I doing four? Yes, I'm sorry. And then I'm sharing two others that came out this month that I really, really love, and then I have another one that I'm just going to wait and share in my October favorites because it came out this month. I loved it so much. I sped through it and I can't wait to tell you about it, my favorites. So if you enjoy books, I hope you enjoyed this live. Give the video a thumbs up. Settle in real quick here with a quick cup of tea or maybe some decaf coffee if you're watching in the evening, or not if you're in the morning on the replay. And I just thought I would share these books with you. It's just a couple of them and they're really wonderful. A couple I'm really excited to read, and another couple that I'm into reading right now and I love. So I'll put, of course, all the links to all the books down below so you can check them out once the video is posted live, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you're reading in the comments because I'm such a voracious reader. I am always looking for new books to me or books that I haven't heard of before. I think I heard of one of these books through social media, just checking, I think it was another author's page, and discovered a fascinating book. So without any more intro, let's get into this. So I'm going to start with the two books that came out today on Tuesday, October 3rd. I love me a good book release. Of course, since I'm writing my own book, I'm really excited because I'm envisioning the day that my book comes into the world one of these days. But this one I thought would be one that you guys would really, really love. I wanted to start with this one because I think it has the most appeal. This is called The Cozy Minimalist Home, More Style, Less Stuff by Michael and Smith. She is known online as The Nester. Back in the ye old blogging days, a la like 2011, maybe through 2014. I mean, I know some of us blog now, but I know it's not as often. This gal was a sensation on blogs, and her blog is called The Nesting Place. And I really, really love her information on homemaking and just homemaking's the wrong term, but home decor, styling your home, you know, making your home comfortable and cozy for you. She actually read the first book that I ever read on this topic. Usually this is, even though it's something that comes hard to me, I don't love reading books on home decor because I'm not really good at it, but she had a book called The Nesting Place. It doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. And I loved it, fell in love with it. And she didn't think she was going to write another book. And then this one kind of came up there and knocked on her spirit and said, hey, we have to write this. So this is all about having style with less stuff. All of these photos, I think if they weren't taken by her, were taken in her home. I love her style. So I have to show you that there. She loves these statue head planters. And the couple of statues that I have, little statue bust heads that I have in my office, including a planter, which is on the other side there. If you want to see it, I gave a tour of my office shelves in one of my previous live videos, but I got that little head planter in part because I was so inspired by hers. I just love this style. It's so quirky, but it's so beautiful and interesting. And this book has lots of beautiful color spreads in it. She's actually a really good writer, and her sister is one of my favorite writers. Her sister actually wrote the foreword to the next book I'm going to share, but this is gorgeous if you just want something that's easy, that helps you figure out how to make your home beautiful without spending a lot of money. I learned the term from her, shop your stash, that she talked about in her previous book, where a lot of times when we want to find new decor in our homes or get a new look in our house, many times we can go to other places in our house and find things that we didn't even realize we had, or go into old closets and find stuff in storage. And I didn't believe her because I thought, I don't have a lot of home decor stuff, and I have done that more times than I can count. I've just gone to an old closet, found like an old vase or an old dish or old candle holder, you know, things like that. And I have used that term, I have used that concept a lot in my house and figured out ways to make the style just unique to myself. So really, really love this book. She's such a good writer. I'll show you really quickly on the back. It says, Cozy Minimalist Home. Michaelin helps you finally know what to focus on when it comes to decorating your home, deconstruct each room, and then recreate it step by step with a fail-proof process. Discover the secret to finding your style and create the home you've always wanted it so you can use it the way you've always dreamed. Really excited about this book, and this is one I'll probably read really quickly because she's amazing. So love this one. Make sure you check it out. Cozy Minimalist Home by Michaelin Smith. And then this book has more spiritual overtones to it, but I was really intrigued by this. I found out about this a month ago through other writers and online. It's called Finding Holy in the Suburbs, Living Faithfully in the Land of Too Much by Ashley Hales. And the foreword is written by Emily P. Freeman, who is the sister to Michaelin Smith. She's an incredible writer. Emily Freeman is in her own right. And I have read all of her books and love her writing. And this was just an interesting concept to me because I live in the suburbs and have struggled with that sometimes, like both being completely grateful and then sometimes thinking that I need to live in the city. Or, you know, I've lived in a lot of places. I've lived in a city, I've lived in a country town, and this is just where we currently are right now. But I just thought the concept of this book was really great. And it's just all about, not just if you live in the suburbs, I think this would still be applicable to you, but it's really just talks about looking deeply into your soul, discovering what it means to find holy no matter where you are. She's an incredible writer. I just really was fascinated by this, and I've been following her, like I said, on Instagram, and I really think that her words are timely and helpful. It just talks about consumerism, individualism, busyness, how we can practice hospitality, generosity, vulnerability. It's just really beautiful. This writer actually got a PhD in English from the University of Scotland, so she knows what she's talking about. And if you guys are watching, please say hello in the comments. But this one's just fascinating to me, and I think it's just something I need to read right now, and it came out today. This is the author's first book. It's called Finding Holy in the Suburbs, Living Faithfully in the Land of Too Much by Ashley Hales, and I'm really excited to dig in, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So those are the two books that came out, let's see here, today, released literally October 23rd. Oh, I thought I had it in here and I don't. Another book that came out that I wanted to tell you guys about that I'm gonna link below, but I thought I would have a little image of it on my Kindle because I downloaded the sample, but it's in the other room and we don't wanna mess with that on this live. But there's a new book out about bullet journaling. If you're interested in that, the creator of the bullet journal, writer Carol, has his book out called The Bullet Journaling Method. It released today. There's also a really cool little collector set you can get on Amazon that has both the book and then a black bullet journal, branded bullet journal product that comes with it so that you can practice the concepts of it. I love to journal, and confession, I don't really do a lot of bullet journaling. I implement some of the concepts into my planners, and actually, I say that, I can show you that I have created my own bullet journal of sorts and have used the basic concepts, but I don't know how well I did at the organization of it. I wrote my contents in the back instead of the front. You can see there I put stickers of places that I love that I've been, the New York Public Library and Iceland on the front. And I hope I get to add some more travels to this. I love the fun yellow color. This is a Leuchtturm bullet journal. And if you want to see how I do my bullet journal, let me know in the comments, but I'm still definitely evolving. It's a work in progress for me. So I'm really interested in reading this book because at first I thought, I don't know if I want to read something like that because he's basically just going to be telling you how to bullet journal. Why couldn't I just watch a video? Why would I have to read a whole book? But then I watched a really interesting review on it from a gal who is on YouTube who does a lot of like, I think she does bullet journaling, art and things like that, more like crafty things. And she had a really good review and said, you know, she thought the same thing, like, how am I gonna like this? But she said, it's such a fun read. It's really funny. There's really interesting stories. So yes, it's telling you how to use bullet journal practices, but it's also just talking about life and a really interesting read. And so that's what intrigued me. I downloaded a sample onto my Kindle, and that's a great tip for you guys. If you're not sure if you want a book, I take my little Kindle and I go to the Kindle store, and you can almost any book. I mean, if a book is on Kindle, you can usually do this. But once the book is released, you can download a sample, and a sample is usually at least 1 chapter, if not 2. And so it's just enough where it's more than just a couple of pages, but it's not like a crazy amount of the book. So I will download it for free and read it and see how it catches my attention. And I find that if I read the sample, which is a pretty decent size usually, at least 1 chapter or more, and I'm really captivated, and at the end of the sample I want to know more, then I know it's a book for me. There's been a lot of times I've been really excited about a book, downloaded the sample, started to read it, and been like, it's not for me. So just a little tip, you guys probably already know that, but that's a great way to figure out. And I downloaded the bullet journal sample today because it came out today. It looked really interesting. I almost pre-ordered it, but I had already pre-ordered 2 books, guys. I've bought a lot of books this month, so I was reining in the budget. But you can find it on sale, of course, at any store, Barnes & Noble. I'll put the Amazon link down below. It looks really, really good. And so I'll probably get that book pretty soon and tell you about it on my channel. So if you're interested in bullet journaling concepts, and let me know if you want me to do any videos with my bullet journal, let me know, because I will be working on that, I'm sure, when I read that book. And then I have 2 other books that came out this month. They're perfect for fall reading. They just didn't come out today. This one came out last Tuesday, and just FYI, in case you don't know, it might not be that interesting to you, but if you are a reader, for whatever reason, and if somebody knows, let me know in the comments below, a lot of the time, Tuesdays are big book release days. For whatever reason, that's when a lot of publishers will release a book. It's pretty rare to see a book not released from like a major publisher on a Tuesday. When I look at all the books that I want to download, and I keep a list, or books that are coming up that are going to release, they all come out on Tuesday. And I'm sure there's some publishing reason for this, but it's interesting. And so I've thought about like making a video series on a Tuesday and figuring that out, but we'll see. I don't know if you guys are interested in hearing that much about books from me. But this came out last Tuesday, and I think this one came out like the first, I can't remember. I want to say this one came out the 13th, or like this came out the 2nd Tuesday of the month. I can't remember. Anyway, it's all water under the bridge because they're both out, right? But these 2 books came out in October. I'm loving them. I just started reading this one, and I'm purposely savoring this one. I'm going slow because I love it. So let me start with this one. Anne Lamott is a very popular writer. She writes incredible nonfiction. Her book, Traveling Mercies, Thoughts on Faith, was life-changing for me. It was one of the first nonfiction memoirs where I went, oh, I want to write something like that. Like when I read her words years ago, and she is a very, very popular author. She has books out on prayer. She has a book out on mercy. And I've read most of her books. There's only a couple that I haven't read that are nonfiction. But I was really excited about this one, and I heard really good buzz from other writers and people in the publishing industry about this one, and it has not disappointed. I think this might be my favorite book that she's written. Other than Traveling Mercies, which she wrote in the late 90s, I think this might be my favorite book of hers and one of her best yet. It's called Almost Everything, Notes on Hope, and it's just her thoughts on how we can remain hopeful in such a crazy, tumultuous time. It's really timeless, even though she doesn't really talk about current events. She just really talks about her life, and she actually talks about at the beginning that she wanted to sow into some younger people's lives and her family, and realized, I just need to write down everything that I know is true that can give these people hope in my family. So that was the impetus for this. It's so beautiful. So you can see there, see from the light, oh, my lights, there you go. So I'm like maybe not quite halfway through. I'm about a third of the way through, and I am purposefully going slow. I am underlining. Let's see if you can even see this. Let me turn this light down. I don't know if you can see this here, but no, let me see. Sorry, guys. Okay, you can see there. I am underlining and writing like crazy in this. I am underlining all the things in this book because it is so good. It is so good. So here's the quote on the back of it. Love has bridged the high rises of despair we were about to fall between. Love has been a pin light in the blackest, bleakest night. Love has been a wild animal, a poultice, a dinghy, a coat. Love is why we have hope. Really beautiful. I think it's one of the most interesting and fun. I think this book has one of the funniest and beautiful first lines of a book I've read. I am stockpiling antibiotics for the apocalypse, even as I await the blossoming of paper whites on the windowsill in the kitchen. I thought that was funny. She's very funny. She has a dry sense of humor, but it's just, talking about like how we have hope in the bleakest of times. don't worry. She's not talking about crazy things like the apocalypse in this book, but I just love her style, love her writing style. This is an incredible book. I'm savoring it, and I will definitely share more, I'm sure, in a future favorites video after I finish it, but love it. You should pick it up. And then this one was new to me and not the kind of book I normally read, but I am intrigued by this guy as a writer. This is a kid, I say kid, but I think he's barely in his 30s. He wrote this book in his 20s, but he writes like he's been writing for years and years and years and years. It's called To Shake the Sleeping Self, A Journey from Oregon to Patagonia and a Quest for a Life with No Regret by Jedediah Jenkins. And I did some research on this guy, and it turns out this gentleman's parents were famous in the 70s or 80s because they walked across America and then wrote about it. They had their pictures on National Geographic. They just made quite an interesting name for themselves because they walked across the country. And he talks about at the beginning about how, you know, you never set out to be like your parents, and he didn't even realize it until he decided he was going to do this. And then all of a sudden went, oh my word, I'm not even trying to copy my parents, but they did something similar. But he just decided he was feeling discontent in his life, and he wanted to have the adventure of bicycling from Oregon to Patagonia. He's a single guy. He did this in his 20s. So he's like, I'm going to do this now. I don't have, you know, attachments or a family in that way. You know, he didn't have to stay home with a wife and children is what I mean to say. But his writing is gorgeous. I downloaded the sample of this because Cheryl Strayed, who wrote the book Wild and is a really great author, had sung his praises. And he actually talked about meeting her at a writing conference, and she saw some of his writing and encouraged him to finish this book and gave it a really good review. But so it's kind of a little bit of a travel, clearly a travel log. It's quite a bit of a travel log, but it's also just what am I trying to say? Internal inward introspection. There we go. Trying to talk in a live, tongue-tied. But it's just gorgeous. I mean, the writing in this thing, I have just flown through the first 20 pages. And I was reading it on my Kindle, and I finally went, I could check this out at the library, but I can tell that I'm highlighting and underlining so many passages because he's such a good writer that I just want to own it. And it was on sale. It was 20% off at Barnes & Noble, and I'm a Barnes & Noble member, so I got an additional 10%. So it was 30% off at Barnes & Noble, and I think it's still at least 30%, maybe even 33 or 34% off on Amazon right now. So it's really beautiful. Let me read you the first sentence or two of this one to give you an idea. I have learned this for certain. If discontent is your disease, travel is medicine. It resensitizes. It opens you up to see outside the patterns you follow, because new places require new learning. It forces your childlike self back into action. When you're a kid, everything is new. You don't know what's under each rock or up the creek. So you look. You notice because you need to. The world is new. This, I believe, is why time moves so slowly as a child. While school days creep by and the summer breaks stretch on, your brain is paying attention to every second. It must, as it learns the patterns of living. Every second has value. But as you get older and the patterns become more obvious, time speeds up. Especially once you find your groove in the working world. The layout of your days become predictable, a routine, and once your brain reliably knows what's next, it reclines and closes its eyes. Time pours through your hands like sand. So I read a lot more. Obviously, I read like the first little paragraph, but his writing just really flows. It's really interesting. And so I'm actually still in the part where he's getting his bike all situated and he's gonna start off in Oregon, but I just started it, but I'm really, really, really loving it. And I'll let you guys know what I think. But if you like travel logs, if you like really well-written memoirs with an interesting angle, I would definitely check this one out. And what a great title, right? To Shake the Sleeping Self. So those are my October fall book releases that I loved. I just got these 2 books in the mail today, and I thought I've got to share this haul with y'all because I think these books are really, really interesting and good. There's just a lot of good stuff out there right now. And I know I didn't even share, are these all nonfiction? Yeah, can you tell I love nonfiction? There's some incredible fiction books out there that I'm reading. I have a couple from the library that I'll let you guys know about. But you know I love sharing resources with you, and I love sharing books. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and check the links down below in my channel or in my description box and subscribe to my channel. A little tongue-tied. I should tell you just a little peek for another video here. I'm still gonna go live tomorrow, but I'm going to be posting wait for it. I know it doesn't happen on my channel. A edited video for you guys. I'm going to work on it tonight. I just finished filming it about 30-40 minutes ago, and I'm going to edit it tonight. I did a walkthrough of the 2019 Cultivate What Matters Goal Planner Power Sheets that I told you guys about in a previous video. This is the beautiful new cover of mine. And I just did a complete walkthrough where I went through every page of this. And I mean, within reason, guys. I tried to keep it brisk. But I just wanted to give you guys a walkthrough. People were asking about it. And I love my power sheets. These are my 2018 power sheets. I've gone through my October goals with you guys in my live video. Really, really love this thing. And so I just thought it would be fun to watch. So look for that video because the 2019 Power Sheets launch is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm in a central time zone, so I've got to remember to set my alarm. But if you want to get new, really cool accessories that go with these, there's sticker books. I have a little pouch here. I've shared this in the previous video. Where is it? Where'd the other one go? A goal setting sticker book. I have washi tape in here. These are from last year, but they'll be selling these pens. They're going to sell flare pens that say Cultivate What Matters on them. And these are some I bought last year. They have a bundle that has all of these things discounted at 20% off. I just really, really love this product and it helps me a lot. And so I just filmed that video. I'm going to try to get it up tonight. It might go up late, but if I don't get it up tonight, it'll be up first thing in the morning. So you guys can check out the insides of the power sheets if you're still making a decision about them, and watch for the release. My links for my power sheets for the new products will be live at 10 a.m. Eastern when they launch on their website. So just wanted to give you a thumbs up or a heads up, a thumbs up. I really hope you give me a thumbs up, but I'm so tongue-tied in this video. Sorry guys. I just wanted to let you know if that's something you're looking for on my channel. I've had some people asking about that, so I wanted to let you know that video is coming, but I will still go live tomorrow as well. So yay, getting some fun content out there that isn't just in a live feed. So thankfully it will be edited and you won't hear me tripping over my words. All right guys, well that's everything for tonight. So I hope you're doing well on the other side of that screen, whether you're watching live or on the replay, and I'll be back at you tomorrow with another video. Hope all is well in your world. Take care. Bye.